Only when it's extremely funny. And so I will say hello, everyone. Welcome to the Stream Void Podcast, episode 106.
Wow.
106 episodes in.
That's
It
crazy.
is. Yes, it is. It is November the 20th, 2022. We're recording on a Sunday. It is 12 p.m.
It is.
Yes, I am Mikey T. Of course, across from me is Curb Stomped. You can
Bonjour.
find us under our respected monikers wherever you look, except for maybe Twitter when it dies.
Is it going to die, though?
I don't know.
Would there not be some value in selling, like, just the name to another company to, like, restart Twitter?
Probably.
He's, like, speedrunning his way to, like, losing $46 billion.
I know.
Like, do you think if he was, like, did this and then he was like, I'm going to write it off as a tax loss, do you think the IRS would be like, no, you tanked this company? Like, you can't write that loss off because you fucked it up so badly? I would hope so.
Frank agrees. He's got a weird face on him. He's like, yeah, that's probably what he's doing.
Yeah.
We are joined by our special guest, Frank, again.
Frank the cat.
Frank the cat.
Yeah.
He's looking me dead in the eyes right now.
Yeah, he wants something, but he's bad at communicating what he wants.
Yes, he is a cat, after all.
Yeah.
You are listening to the Stream Void Podcast. This is a show about life and video games and everything in between.
Yeah, like Twitter.
Like Twitter,
Yep.
which was in between the intro and the end of the intro.
Exactly.
So, my friend, I will ask you again, how was your week?
It was pretty good, except for, let's see here. I don't know if it was this week or last week, but at work, the young guy there decided not to put the forks of the forklift on the ground when he parked it. So I smashed my shin into it. And it's like a bone bruise. Because you look at my leg
worst.
and it's like, you can't tell anything. But then
Yeah.
I'll like put something, like I'll cross my legs when I'm lounging and I'll put my leg over my other leg and I'll be like, oh my God, my leg. So I was not too stoked about that. Because that's like one of the first things you learn about the forklift. Is like, put the forks on the
ground.
floor.
Yeah.
Like, leave them down.
That's a
So-
tripping hazard.
Or like break your shin hazard. Holy shit.
Yeah, you must have come around that corner with some ferocity.
Well, I was just working. It was, I like took like 2 steps into it. It was nothing major, but it was just like, holy shit. And then Thursday, walking to work, I fell. So that was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Hurt my back and my arm and my leg and everything like that. Scuffed up my pristine knee. It's all scuffed
your
up.
pristine knee. What is everyone in the stream gonna be like? Oh wow.
The knee's been locked away behind a paywall. So on the Thursday, I was just like, I had to do work, so I just sort of toughed it out for most of the day. But then, like an hour before my regular quitting time, I was like, okay, I'm going home. Like, I've had enough of this. And I told them, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be here tomorrow. I just have a feeling that once I've stopped moving and I'm laying in my bed, I'm not going to like want to get up, basically. So when I woke up Friday morning, it was like, oh yeah, I'm not walking to work today. I'm not going to go sit in that office chair today. So
That is unfortunate.
yeah, I mean, I got to stay home and play Pokemon, so that was good. But
Yeah, you did. I was like,
yeah,
I was like home from work and you were already playing Pokemon. I was like, oh hello, what's
Yeah.
happening here?
yeah. And so whatever. I feel better now, but it's still like, as I was walking over, I could feel my back tightening up and my arm was sore and everything. So whatever. We'll see how it's at work tomorrow.
Yes.
Anyways, yeah, but other than that, nothing else was too, happened at work or anything like that. Just the usual workedness. And since I'm working at the warehouse a lot, I don't have to deal with my nemesis too much, so it's pretty good.
Yes.
And when I
Sounds
do,
amazing.
when I do have to go back to the store, it's like I don't have to do any of the baloney stuff that
Yeah.
she was trying to get me to do. So that's pretty good. And
Yeah.
she has to do all this baloney shit now. Since I'm not there, she has to do it all. So it's like, enjoy.
Yeah, because she was supposed to be training you to do that stuff. And now it's like, oh yeah, no, not even.
Well, I mean, she wasn't doing it, and it was like not all her fault that she wasn't doing it. There was
Yeah.
also miscommunication
Extreme
about
miscommunication.
what was going on, especially since like when I talked to her about it, she had said like, "Oh, I was waiting for you to ask about stuff to learn," and I was like, "Well, I was told that I'll be told when I'm going to learn something, so I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to even ask about it anymore."
It's like, how am I supposed to know what to learn if you're not going to
Yeah.
tell me what I need to know?
I don't know. Anyways, it was all fucked up. So, but now she has to do this stupid ass shit that, like, she shouldn't have to do. Like, she's counting the money and stuff like that. It's like every other store, the manager does it, except in our store, the manager doesn't do it, basically.
Yeah.
And I was counting it, but now I'm not there to count it, so she has to do it. So it's like, whatever. Doesn't bother me.
Sounds like a dream. Warehouse dream.
I like it. I mean, listen to audiobooks, listen to podcasts.
Hell yeah.
Sort of do your own thing. This week is a little weird because they're doing inventory there now. So the old guy that retired, he's coming back in to just do it. Like,
yeah?
do the counting and stuff.
Yeah.
But during that time, he needs to use the picker to get up on the top shelf to count shit like that. So it's like, I can't pick stuff if he's using the picker.
No, sure can't.
So I'm just like, I said, like, I'm like, why doesn't he come in on Thursday and Friday when I'm not here? Like, then he can use it all day. So right now it's like, I come in, I do picks for like an hour and then he's there. So I'm like, all right, enjoy, take the picker. I'll just do something else, I guess. So whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure if the owner was around, that's probably not the way it would be going, but he's on vacation right now. So they're just doing it any way they want to. And I'm like, fuck it, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
So, how about you? How was your week?
It was all right.
Uh-huh.
Lots of management stuff.
Uh-huh.
I went to Kelowna to visit the Kelowna shop and hung out there for the day. Stayed in a hotel.
Yes, I
which was
saw
awful.
that.
Although I was at the Accent in Kelowna, and that's one of the main haunts that we stay in all the time. And they had significantly upgraded the beds and TVs in there.
Oh, yeah.
So they're actually smart TVs.
Oh, nice.
You could actually like get your phone on the network.
Oh,
the
crazy.
not the Ethernet, the Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
and then cast stuff to it.
Oh, nice.
I was like, oh hell yeah, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
But man, what a terrible sleep. The
Yeah.
beds are soft now, like
Oh, yeah?
nice and soft, but the pillows are still like super big.
Oh, they're
And
like a foot thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that.
With a firm bed, I can do a thick pillow, but with a soft bed, it has to be a thin pillow. Otherwise,
well,
it's just
you
all
sink
bad.
in and it ends up being like twice as tall.
Yeah, exactly. So I had a terrible sleep,
You got to bring your own pillow with you.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I was only there for the night, so I didn't care too much.
Yeah, still.
And then just came back.
Nice.
Came back, had many meetings. It was just a big manager time the entire week.
That's what happens when you're the boss, man.
That's what happens when you're the manager.
So how come
manager
you
meetings.
had to go to Kelowna? You had to like whip them into shape or what?
I didn't have to go to Kelowna, but I feel like as the project manager, I should show up.
Oh, wow.
And be
That's
like,
like
"Hey."
taking the initiative. That's crazy.
I'm watching you.
Yeah, exactly. You need to get those guys onto the podcast. Listening.
One of them does.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think one of the guy I put into the office there,
Mhm.
he listens.
Okay.
He's going to actually be playing Barotrauma with us.
What?
He was supposed to last Thursday, but he did not,
Oh,
which was sad
crazy.
times. We only had you and me in Pockets, but it was like,
Mhm.
well, you're just going to play guitar, and Pockets and I can't man this ship
Yeah.
ourselves.
Exactly.
Master of None was unfortunately very sick.
Yep.
And could not join us.
Yep.
Which was a sad time. That was
Mhm.
very sad. That was work.
Nice.
Pretty much. I
Nice,
can't.
nice.
There's a lot of stuff that's manager stuff. Can't really talk about it here because there's too many guys and listen to the podcast that work
Well,
for me.
and it's like, would it even mean anything to us or
No, not really. Not to anyone else out there other than my boys.
like I requisitioned some cables? Oh, okay.
I have 5 kilometers of 12 flat DIELSTRLT.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, I do, but
Yeah. Well, just flex on us all, I guess.
yeah, right. 5 kilometers of it. Don't worry,
Holy,
guys. I can
that's
put
crazy.
up 5 kilometers of 12 fiber cable.
You should just bring like a few kilometers home with you, and then you can just like wire up your house, smart house it up.
Not with that stuff.
No?
That'd be impossible.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's made for strength, so it doesn't bend.
Oh.
Very good.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Exterior usages.
Exterior use, yeah, it's self-supporting, so you don't have to like. It just hangs.
Oh,
Just
beautiful.
goes.
I like it.
I love it. Good
Nice.
self-supporting stuff.
Good.
My headphones came in, and they are sitting right in front of us right here.
Oh yeah.
I get $300 discount on those bad boys.
That must mean they still cost $600.
No, they cost $300.
Okay.
They were $600 regularly, but Sennheiser was selling a bunch of refurbs through Best Buy,
Oh yeah.
and so I picked those up.
So does it make $300 worth of a difference compared to what you were using before?
I think so, yeah. It's miles above my gaming headphones. Like these
Okay.
guys I'm using, they're just Logitech headphones. They're extremely comfy,
Mhm.
but when I listen to those versus some of my other headphones, these sound like absolute garbage. Just put the mic into my face here.
Yeah.
But the HD 650s, those sound so nice.
Okay.
So nice. Teamed them up with my MP3 player and it's so
Artisanal MP3 player.
Artisanal
Small
MP3
batch
player.
Artisanal MP3 player.
good. Yeah, you just sit back, relax, and enjoy some music. It's great.
Not if you're listening to Fleet Foxes.
Fleet Fox is so good.
Okay.
had another charity stream last night.
Oh,
This one for
yeah.
Child's Play.
Uh-huh.
We didn't. The goal was smashed before I even started.
Oh,
And that
okay.
was the halfway point. So the goal was $1,500,
Uh-huh.
and that was made before I even started,
Okay.
which was pretty cool.
That's nice.
The biggest donation I think was from the stream before me, and the guy donated $355.31 to bring it exactly to $1,500.
Oh, I was like, what a weird number.
But if you donated $100 or more, there was a chance to win a gaming PC.
Yeah.
Not a super high-end one, a very middling one, but still
Yeah.
free PC. I mean, I'm surprised they even managed to get that kind of sponsorship. I was like, holy,
Yeah.
a PC giveaway? But
Yeah.
they smashed the goal. I don't know what the end goal ended up being because we went for stretch goals.
Yeah.
So when I got on, it was 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have a lot of donations during my stream, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was not for everyone, that's for sure. Did a VR stream,
Mm-hmm.
which was exhausting.
Beat Saber?
We did Beat Saber. When I first started up, I tried to do Audica, which is Harmonix's rhythm shooter,
Oh, yeah.
and the audio wouldn't go through. And I'm like, oh my god, is
Oh.
my system bunked? Did everything just go terribly? And I fired up Beat Saber and the audio worked fine.
Oh, weird.
So we played some Beat Saber. I failed a lot. It was fun, and then I played some O-Shape, which is just, it's super hard
What is
when you're out of
O-Shape?
shape. It is a game, that Japanese game show where you try and fit yourself through the walls.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that, but to rhythm.
Oh.
And so you have to fit the shapes in the wall and go through them.
Oh, interesting.
But there's a lot of squatting and lunging and stuff like
Oh.
that. So your legs get sore and your arms are up here and then up here and all over the place, like doing the YMCA. And you're like, oh, shoulders.
Interesting.
And then after that, I was so tired. And I was like, okay, we'll try Audica one more time and see if it works. See if the audio comes through. And it did.
Oh, weird.
It was great.
Hmm.
It took me, I think, 4 to 5 hours to set up
Mm-hmm.
the previous day.
Mm-hmm.
And then yesterday, I started making sure everything was ready at 5 for
Yeah.
my time slot at 9. Got dressed, wore a nice little purple outfit.
Yeah. Indeed, you were channeling your inner e-girl.
Yeah, it's true. Because I feel like, if you're playing Beat Saber, you got to have a skirt or booty shorts on.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was thinking.
Fair
'Cause
enough.
you don't see any dudes playing Beat Saber with the camera on. Only girls.
I wonder why.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that was fun. Had a lot of fun doing that. Other than that, played a lot of Vampire Survivors. A lot of Vampire Survivors.
Oh, yeah.
I've been looking at the unlocks and just trying to unlock everything.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of characters I still need to play, get them to level 50
Yeah.
to unlock other things. And then there's also the maps I need to play to the 31st minute. Of course, at 30 minutes, the death comes out and just instantly murks you.
Yeah.
But if you have the right build, you can last.
Mm-hmm.
I almost made it to minute 32
Oh, wow.
on one map. I was 3 seconds off. I was like, no!
Crazy.
It's so hard to do because if you don't get Clockwork Lancet, you can't do it. You always have to build Clockwork Lancet to get past
Oh,
the
yeah.
30th minute. Yeah, there's so much stuff to unlock. There's still some relics I haven't unlocked. There's one that I don't know just quite the build to do it because the level is one of the later levels. And I think there's a ball of skeletons rolling around the stage.
Uh-huh.
And I think you have to kill that to get the next relic, and I'm like, how do I do that? Because I really want to unlock endless mode, but I think I need to get these relics before I can do that.
Oh, you need to get good.
I know, but the enemies are so sparse at the start that it's really hard to level up quickly in that level,
yeah.
and they come like in just like trickles of enemies, and then all of a sudden it's just like wham, just everyone, and you're like, damn it!
See.
And it's all those like floating skulls. There'll be like one or two come in at you at one or two times, and then it's just like a ton of them. And I'm like, I can't do it.
I can't do it.
I don't know how to do it. And it's like, do I go and get the relics that are scattered around first?
Yeah,
Or
maybe.
Because that sacrifices your level up time at the start.
That is true.
Are you leveled up enough to go and get those first?
It's a tough one.
It
dude.
is a tough one. Yeah, I played because it every level goes half an hour.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like that
Yeah.
long at all. And then you're like, okay, well, it's very late now. I should probably go.
You do 2 runs, and it's like, oh, it's been an hour already.
Yeah, it's crazy. Such a good game, though.
Yeah, it is a good game. When I started it up, once they added achievements, I fired it up my Xbox, and I unlocked 77 achievements in like 1 second. It's
Yes.
pretty crazy.
Yes.
Thankfully, I turned off announcements. Otherwise, they would have run for like an hour.
Yeah, mine were still on when I fired it up on Steam and Xbox. It was just like ding, 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 ding.
Crazy. Yeah, I turned off all the alerts, so I didn't see anything.
Yeah, other than that, been playing Stacklands.
Mhm.
Got a good run going in that. I'm at like moon, almost 60, I think.
Wow. Yeah, that's what? How would you describe that?
It's like a card-based village management
Yeah.
game with
yeah.
all sorts of craziness going on, because you have to you start off with one villager, and there's decks of cards you can buy or packs of cards at the top row that you can buy. So you have to sell things to buy cards to get more things. So you have to feed every night, every moon phase, you have to feed your villagers. So a regular villager takes 2 food, and a baby villager takes 1.
Yep.
And it's just all about putting different cards together to make different things and trying to keep your villagers fed. But right now I think I'm on such a good roll that I don't know if I could lose due to food loss, which is normally how I would lose at the beginning. But I've got so many farms making so many carrots.
So what's the end goal of this game?
I don't know yet.
Oh, there might not be an
I
end
found
goal?
out, I don't know. Yeah, there might not be, but I know once I went into there's other zones you can go to. So there's
Yeah.
an enchanted forest you can go to. You can send 7 guys in there, make sure they're all equipped with weapons and armors and stuff like that. Because it's going to just be a bunch of waves you need to fight.
Yeah.
And then once you get through that, it spawns 6 boats into your village. You're like,
Okay.
okay, what are these boats for? So you put a villager on a boat, and he goes to an island. And all of a sudden you're in this whole different area with a different game where you're building another village, but you're on this island.
Oh.
And then you have no access to your main village, but you can take your boat back there to keep working on your main village. So the
It's
island,
like New Game Plus.
it's kind of like New Game Plus, but there's stuff on the island that you can't get in the main game.
Oh.
In order, like, if you want to make a bow, you need rope. But
Yeah.
you can't make rope unless you're on the island. But you can't take anything on the island back because you can only fit 1 person on the boat, and that's it.
So you'd have to go make the bow and bring the bow back with the dude?
What you have to do is you have to make the new ship, because once you get there, you learn how to make a new ship, which can carry
Oh.
back 10 cards.
Oh, wow. Okay. So there might be an end to it.
Yeah, there's I found a temple, I think. Yeah, I made a temple, and if you add a goblet to the temple, it instantly pops up. It's like, do you want to enter the temple? And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that yet. Do you want to summon the thing?
Indiana Jones style.
Yeah. But one of the achievement, there's a quest goal thing right on the left hand side you can pull out.
Yeah.
And one of the quests is create the temple.
Mhm.
And the next quest after that is defeat a demon.
Oh, easy.
So like, oh,
That's all?
okay. I don't know if I want to do this yet.
Need more bows.
More bows, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. And then there's I think there's another little area, but I can't remember if there is or not. I don't know. Yeah, super fun game.
Mm-hmm.
Very stressful and frantic, because the more you build your village, the more things you need to keep
Yeah.
track of.
When I tuned in the other day, I was like, holy shit, look at all this stuff you got. Like, I was used to you were like when I was watching the first time, it's like you can have 20 cards or something like that.
Yeah.
And I tuned back in. It's like you got like 80 cards on the table. Like holy shit.
Well, it's now I can have 240 something cards on the
Oh
table.
my god.
And it's so funny because when you first start,
How small are they?
when you first start your tableau to build your village
Yeah.
on is tiny,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, how are you supposed to fit all these cards on here? And I was just playing and playing and playing, and then all of a sudden I like zoomed out. I'm like, holy man, I got my village grew and I have all of this space now
Yeah.
to put cards.
Exactly.
It's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of combinations of cards I haven't figured out yet, how to build things and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. And then
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty Warzone.
What?
Right? That's what I said. My buddy
fucked
Doug
up.
Jr. was like, hey man, we should play some Call of Duty this weekend. I'm like, Doug, I'll play anything with you, bud.
Okay.
And so I fired it up, and there's this DMZ mode. And
Demilitarized zone.
yeah.
No shooting.
No, they're shooting.
Oh well,
But,
then it's a lie.
It's not. It's kind of like Tarkov, but like the Hunter. So you go in, you're not guaranteed to meet other players, but there's a lot of NPCs around that you can shoot. So it's kind of like regular, like,
Call of Duty.
yeah, single player Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But there's all kinds of like, you upgrade your weapons, and whatever weapons you take in, if you die in there, you lose those weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of Tarkov like that. And then you go around and you find like screwdrivers,
Oh my
wrenches,
god. Sounds
just like Tarkov.
Tarkov.
But you don't build anything with those. You sell those at the end to get money.
Okay.
The more money you make, the more experience you get at the end of the game. You can find key cards to go in like different outposts
Yeah.
and unlock treasure chests and stuff like that. And yeah, you're not guaranteed to meet people. And when you do, it's like the Hunter. You're like, oh my god, there's people. We gotta kill them. And then there's all the proximity chat is there as well.
Oh yeah. Crazy.
It's a lot of fun because you're mainly fighting NPCs.
Uh-huh.
So for slow boys like us, it's doable.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's an incredible amount of fun. You only get a certain amount of bag space, so you got to be choosy of what you're taking in and taking
Can
out.
you put like 50 backpacks inside of a backpack?
No,
Oh.
no. You can upgrade your backpack.
Uh-huh.
You get 2 guns, an offensive slot, a defensive slot, and then a tactical slot,
Yeah.
plus 5 items in your bag. So that's for like your key cards and anything you pick up out in the zone.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's quests you can get to, go here, do this, do that. You can get contracts on the inside of the game to increase your cash. Do all kinds of like rescue missions and like
Interesting.
fight the big guy, stuff like that. I guess it'd also be kind of similar to what's that other one? That RPG one.
I don't know. RPG.
It's like a first person RPG, the first quote unquote Destiny killer.
The first. It's first person.
Yeah. No, third person.
Oh, Outriders.
Not Outriders, no. It was before that.
Before Outriders.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was like post-apocalyptic New York City.
Oh, Remnant from the Ashes.
No. Not Remnant.
Oh, The Division.
The Division.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
It kind of reminds me of that, where you're like running around zones, like fighting NPCs
Okay.
and getting.
And it's free.
Yeah, it's free. It's just Call of Duty Warzone.
Huh. Interesting.
And I had a surprising amount of fun playing that
Well,
game.
I
I'm like,
mean,
huh,
You like Tarkov.
I could play
so-
that game again a lot.
But
But
you like Tarkov.
yeah.
So.
But it's like, I think we squad wiped once because we ran into some players
Oh yeah.
and they just took us down.
Interesting.
But there was also one time we ran into some players. Doug was off doing some other thing and I was up top and I got murked and I didn't realize I had proximity chat. I'm like, Doug, there's players here. And I could hear the other guys go, yeah, Doug, come get us, Doug. You suck, Doug.
Nice.
And so Doug's off doing his own thing. These guys murk me, loot all my stuff, and then Doug comes and reses me because you can just get rezzed. Like
Okay.
if you're crawling on the ground, you can get rezzed, but if you're down and out,
Mhm.
you can still get rezzed,
Oh yeah.
which is super nice. So we're on the top of this like police station. He reses me up, and we're just sitting there. We're like, "Hey, those players around here somewhere." And then we see them like running out on the bottom of the police station.
Yeah.
Just post up, just boop, kill them both. We're like,
And they didn't
Payback.
camp. They didn't camp your body.
they didn't camp my body.
That's fucked up.
I know. It was weird. So we camped there. One guy came up the stairs and we camped his body. We sure camped
Morons.
his
Morons.
body. Oh man, it was so fun. It was
Nice.
so fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised there hasn't been like a Tarkov ripoff yet.
Yeah.
Tarkov's the only one. Like,
I think the Dr. Disrespect game that's coming out is going to be very much
well,
like
that's
Tarkov.
NFT based, so I can't expect it.
Oh.
I don't know, dude. I don't think so.
Yeah, I will definitely be playing Call of Duty later on today.
Oh wow. Okay. Cool. Interesting.
Yeah, it was a crazy amount of fun. I was actually quite surprised that it felt good to play this game.
Nice.
Probably because it was mostly just, shooting up NPCs like Call of Duty single player,
Nice.
but with friends and completing missions and stuff. It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
I had a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, what did you play this week?
Pokemon.
Yes.
I mean, I played some other things before Pokemon came out, but then Pokemon came out. So I think I've said it on here before, but like the last bunch of Pokemon games, they come out and I'm just like, I'll get it. I'll be stoked for it. But then I'll be like,
Yeah.
this one's not for me. And then I'll revisit it like a year later and be like, oh, right. It is for me. So I was a little concerned with this one where I'd just be like, but no, I'm loving it so far. It's great. It is an open world Pokemon game,
Oh, nice.
more or less.
Yep.
You can go wherever you want. You don't have to do it in a particular order. It's not like you in theory you could go to like any gym and go fight the gym, right?
Yeah.
But like as you go into these different zones, there's like the Pokemon. It's like, oh, this Pokemon's level 50. I could theoretically go through this zone to get to the gym, but I'm like level 10. So I can't really do it, right? So it's cool like that. And there's other open world quests. Like there's these side quests where it's like defeating these Titan Pokemon and, whatever. Just it's like a bare bones open world, I'll say that.
Yeah.
So the gameplay is regular Pokemon, basically. Do your moves, whatever.
Yeah.
But this one, you see the Pokemon on the map, which I'm not a huge fan of. I prefer sort of the random Pokemon style, but this is kind of cool anyways, because you'll see like, oh, there's like whatever, a Tauros over there. It's like, I don't need to catch a Tauros. Or it's like, oh, I'll go kill more Tauroses to level up or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. The graphics are like passable. A lot of complaining online about how the game doesn't look like Breath of the Wild graphically or like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 graphically. And people are like, I'm, just saying like it's ridiculous that Game Freak made this game and like these other games that are older look better. But I just was like, Pokemon's never been like a graphical showcase.
Sure hasn't.
So I don't know what everybody was expecting. I mean, the trailers have shown the game for like a year. Like we knew what was coming.
Yeah. I mean, didn't the previous Pokemon also look very similar? It was almost the same.
Arceus open
Arceus,
world, yes, it looked very similar, so whatever. But I mean, I understand where people are saying like Arceus is like a year old. They've been working on Arceus for a few years. Like, couldn't they have improved on the engine? Yeah, I guess they could have, but they didn't.
Yeah, probably. No.
So whatever. It doesn't bother me really.
Their dev team's too busy making up new Pokemon.
Well, that's the thing too. So, like this game also has, new Pokemon. It also has new regional variants of Pokemon. So you can catch like the Paldean Wooper that looks different than a regular Wooper and is like poison instead of whatever a Wooper is, water. I can't even remember. So they've done a lot of stuff in it. There are like a lot of people are also complaining online, like the performance, like frame rate drops, stuff like that. I had not seen any of that. Like it's not like running at 60 frames a second. Like it's running at like 30 maybe.
Yeah.
But I've not seen any drops in frame rate or anything like that. So I don't know if that's just because like my Switch is not used that much. So it's like basically brand new still.
Yeah.
And people that are having problems, people that have problems with the like performance have dropped their Switch 4 times on the ground or something like that. It's hard to say. I haven't played it in handheld mode. I've only played it in docked mode, so maybe that has something to do with it too.
Could be. You plug it in, you get more battery power.
Exactly.
Power.
Well, and there is more HP horsepower, not hit points, but it unlocks more. Like this, the CPU and GPU like are like souped up when it's docked.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but it is like it unlocks more like processing power because it doesn't have to rely on the battery.
Yeah.
There are things where I'm like, okay, this is a step back from the older Pokemon games. Like in any other Pokemon game, you go to a city and there's houses and everything. You can just basically go into any house. There's not usually anything in the house,
Yeah.
but there'll be like an NPC that'll be like, hey, I'm a big fan of Wingulls. They're pretty cool. What do you think? And then you leave the house, whatever. In this one, you can't go into any of these buildings. They're all closed.
Yeah.
Unless it's a business, they're all closed. So that's kind of lame. But there's also other cool features like when you level up, sometimes if you don't know what's going on for Pokemon moves, you don't know, like, do I want to take this move or not? Now there's a button that you can ask the Pokemon what the Pokemon would like to do for a move.
Interesting.
And it'll be like, oh, it would like you to unlearn this move and then learn that move. And it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. The other thing is in previous Pokemon generations, if you wanted to like unlearn a move and relearn a move that you missed, you'd have to go find a guy, have him remove a move, and then go to another guy and give him an item, and he would let your Pokemon learn a move.
Yeah.
In this one, you just do it from the menu.
Oh.
You can just see a list of any Pokemon move they could know, be like, I want to learn that one, delete this one, and go. Doesn't cost anything.
Huh.
Same thing with renaming your Pokemon. Before, you'd have to find like the name raider, and he'd like be like, oh, that's a pretty good name. Do you want to rename your Pokemon? And then you choose a new name. This one, just in the menu. Just hit the button. You can do it.
That's all holdovers from like really old Pokemon.
Yeah, it is. But it added a little bit to the game where it'd be like, you have to think about it. Now it's kind of like, it's good and bad. Like now it's like, you can experiment more. Because it's like, what happens if I use this maneuver here? Whereas before it would be like, it's a bit of a pain to go switch it up. So, I mean, whichever way. It's different, but that's also the way Pokemon games have been. Every region has different rules and stuff like that. Like in one of the regions, there was no, like, when you can teach your Pokemon a move, you use these things called TMs. In one of the games, they got rid of TMs. Because you would use a TM, you use it once and it's gone away. They replaced it with these other ones that I can't remember what they called them, where they would
LMs?
No, but you could reuse them. You didn't have to find another one. You just reuse them. In this one, they've gone back to TMs or one-use items, but in this game, you can craft more by using parts you find from defeated Pokemon.
Oh.
So, like, you beat like a Lechonk, you get a Lechonk hair. And then you'll go and look, and it'll be like, oh, if you want to make the TM for Roar, it takes 6 Lechonk hairs and like $300, and then it'll make a new one.
Oh, nice.
So there's like a crafting system in there. So every Pokemon drops some sort of like thing. A fluff, a hair, a sweat. So it's pretty interesting. I'm liking it a lot so far.
Squirtle sweat.
Yeah, exactly. There's the new, so every like set of Pokemon games recently have had their like gimmick Pokemon power up thing, where like in X and Y there was mega Pokemon that would be like beefier versions and bigger.
Yeah.
And then they had another one, Gigantamax in Sword and Shield. This new one is called Terastallizing, where they all become like crystallized looking. They look really cool, but when you terastallize them, they also can change their type.
Oh.
So you could have like a Charizard that's normally fire type, and maybe when you terastallize it, it turns into a fighting type. So then the fighting type maneuvers it does more damage, but also they lose the weakness to water because he's not a fire type anymore. He's a fighting type.
Huh.
So it's kind of interesting that way. It adds a whole new like thing to the game. So I'm liking it a lot. I've played it for, I don't know, 16 hours maybe already.
Mm-hmm.
So
nice.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Good.
I'm enjoying it. I want to play some more. I'm torn between playing it offline or just strictly streaming it. I want to play it like the other night, like yesterday. I was going to stream during the day, but I was just kind of like, not really feeling the back well enough to be like, I want to stream.
Yeah.
And then I was like, maybe I'll play it while I lie in bed. But then I was like, do I want to just play it off stream? Like, I don't know. So I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with that. But people were watching the stream and seemed to be enjoying it. And we were having a good time. So
Good. That's all that matters.
I was also getting
Having a good
bullied
time.
in my stream as usual. So.
Classic curb stomp stream.
Yeah. So I recommend it. Yeah, a lot of people are, I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah,
they're
I've
just-
seen the complaints.
They're just complaining about it, doing not necessarily like they're doing. I consider unfair comparisons. Like, not that I think it's being done like unfairly or whatever, but on your Discord, someone we know posted a picture comparing the GameCube version of Pokemon Coliseum
Yeah.
to this, showing the graphic comparison, like
Yeah.
the detail. First of all, I was like, the image they posted was the size of a postage stamp. You can't even look at it. If you zoom in on the GameCube graphics, they're not that good. Like,
no,
the
and there
details
aren't
are bad.
Wouldn't the GameCube ones be pre-rendered backgrounds and stuff?
the GameCube one was not, it was 3D backgrounds, but it's not open world. So they're
Yeah.
only rendering like a
Yeah.
spot. Like, actually, maybe they were pre-rendered in that one. I don't even remember now. They might have actually been pre-rendered. Anyways, they're only showing like the one little section, whereas they're showing a section of the open world in the Pokemon one. And they're saying like, oh, Game Freak couldn't even do it what they did for the GameCube version. Well, Game Freak didn't even make the GameCube Pokemon games. They were made by Genius Sonority, so it's not even the same company really.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like people are just reading about it online. It's like when I read about people complaining about She-Hulk. And they'd be like, "Oh, She-Hulk sucks." Be like, "Well, what episode did you think was the worst?" It's like, "Oh, I haven't seen it."
Yeah.
It's like, "What? Then how do you know it sucks?" It's kind of like this. Is like, "Have you even played the Pokemon game?" Like, no, you haven't even tried it. You've only gone by what you hear on Twitter.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I'm looking at the picture now. It's not pre-rendered, but it looks like it's 480i.
yeah.
Or 480p.
Well, that's the other thing
It's
too.
not-
Yeah, the
it's
resolution.
Not 1080p.
Yeah.
It's chunky. It's blocky.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas in the Pokemon Violet and Scarlet,
Like-
everything is smooth and crispy.
But I will say it's not very detailed.
No,
but like
the detail is it's left to your imagination, I guess. Because
But-
not a lot of detail.
like even in like the GBA days and everything, like the art is fine in it, but it's not like it's that crazy. Like, I don't know. I've never looked at it as a graphical showcase. So
No, it definitely isn't. And I mean, I'm sure in the Coliseum, nobody's face moves. They're like
No, God, no.
polygons.
I mean, the smiling in this game for the characters is disturbing. And don't get me wrong, like I know that there could be improvements to it. I agree, but like I'm fine with it. So I'm sure Game Freak will come through and they'll do some bunch of patching and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm not too concerned. So I'm enjoying it. So
Good.
that's all I can say.
That's all that matters. That's
Sure.
all that. What the?
Have I convinced you to play this game, Michael
Hell
T?
no.
Oh. Here I thought I'd converted you. You didn't have to buy a Switch and a game.